The Broadway Show is your all-access pass to the biggest shows and stars of the Broadway stage and beyond. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Welcome. Waiting for Godot is totally excellent. Samuel Beckett's masterpiece back on Broadway with Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, stars of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The stars were out for opening night.
It's a dream come true, and
you're killing it. I must say.
That's kind.
You are.
But no. I don't know. But you're killing it. Yeah.
Now we're gonna do that game.
No. Sometimes when I'm asleep on stage, I like open an eye. I watch because I like watching your soliloquy. It's like, damn, it's so good.
And we've been working on this play for a long time. I mean, there's like subtle things just because we're so entrenched together every night, but they're almost more like playing in a band with someone. It's more like a musical rhythmic thing. But I'll tell you, we learn so much every night from the audience, and we come off and go, oh, let's do this, and this.
It's good to be king, but it's also good to be Scar. Tony nominee Gavin Lee is a new Scar in The Lion King on Broadway. It's Gavin's third role in a Disney show. We had a chance to chat at Dear Irving Broadway. It's so good to see you.
I'm so happy to be here again. It's been 8 years.
I can't believe it. And we still look so young.
Well, we do. Haven't aged a bit.
Gosh. What was it? It was SpongeBob last time, right?
SpongeBob, yeah, and all the Tony buzz. And during the award season, I had a fabulous interview with you, and it was very exciting.
And now we're talking Disney.
Now we're talking Lion King.
What makes Scar so delicious? Like, I know as an audience member, but I don't know as a performer.
He's just despicable. Every line is sarcastic or a new discovery of how it's all about he wants to be king. And he's going to do anything. He's going to kill the king so he can be king. He's awful. And he's got these 3 idiot hyenas that will do anything he says. And his big number, be prepared, when you've then got an army of 50 hyenas all dancing around you saying you're going to be king. It's just, I have a moment in Be Prepared, I call it my Evita moment, because the music's pumping and the hyenas are dancing away, and I just turn to the front and I just feel I'm hitting an Evita pose, like Evita, like this, because I'm just like, I'm gonna be king.
I guess it has to just feel so amazing at the end of the night, though, because you know the people that come to see this show all over the world, and the songs, everyone's just, they're sitting in it there with you when they come into that theater. You know, it's not like they don't know. You know, they most understand the story, but it's just got to be amazing to see that.
What's amazing is Scar is the first scene after the fabulous opening Circle of Life. So I'm downstage right, singing along in the wings, because I'm not in that number, seeing all this magic happen on stage. And 3 times during the opening, the audience erupt because of what they're seeing. The visuals are so delicious. You know, the elephant coming down the aisle, getting up on stage. The giraffes, the Pride Rock coming out of the ground, seeing the young baby Simba. I mean, the audience has gone wild before I even set foot on stage. So the number ends blackout, and I get such a buzz that the audience is already cheering, and I come on in a blackout. I find my little white cross on the stage, I have my stick, I have this massive costume, and I just flick my switch, which works the mask that goes vroom. So I get in position in blackout, they're still cheering, silent, and I just go vroom, and I'm in that mode, and I'm like, here we go, audience, everything was joyful. Now I'm about to kill a mouse. The first thing I do is this little shadow mouse comes across, and with my stick I poke it, spear it, and my first line is like, life's not fair, is it, to this mouse? And that first line just sets up, oh, you're that guy. I'm Scar on Broadway in the original production of Lion King. How lucky am I?
You want a businesswoman special, especially made for women like us. They're from LA. LA. LA.
Romy and Michele, the musical, comes to New York City this month. It's based on the cult favorite film, but right now, one of the original stars of the movie, Mira Sorvino, is on Broadway in Chicago, playing Roxie Hart. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
You haven't been specifically preparing for Roxie all this time.
No.
I was picturing you in the kitchen doing the Roxie monologue over the last 2 years and
No.
running it on repeat. But did you
Yeah.
have this role in mind? It's a great role.
I did, and I told my agents, I was like, hey, I'd really like to, do Broadway at some point. What about Chicago? Well, I don't know. And I was like, well, a lot of my friends have done it. I think I could probably do it. Could I have a meeting on it? I had kept it on the quiet from my daughter because she's a dancer and a performer, and I just didn't even want to share it until I knew it was real because I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like you jinx things. And I was like, I think we're going to go to a Broadway show. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, yeah, I think so. And then the offer came in officially. And she's like, what Broadway show? And why? And I was like, we're going to go see Chicago because I'm going to do Chicago. And she was like, what?
Speaking of Broadway performers, I don't know if you know, but they just announced these two actresses are going to be doing Romy and Michele in the musicals. Laura Bell Bundy's Romy and Cara Lindsay. If you have any advice for women about to play these incredible roles?
Have fun with it and really build it off of a true friendship. I mean, Lisa and I bonded right away, and Lisa makes me funnier, and somehow, I just get tickled pink by her, and it was so easy to play Romy to her Michele because I just loved her.
And Paul also caught up with the stars of Romy and Michele, the musical.
When they first announced you were cast, I asked Mira Sorvino, I happened to be sitting with her that day, and I asked her what kind of advice to give you.
I saw that.
And she said that you have to try to make the friendship really genuine. And I don't think you two have a long friendship unless I don't know about it.
No, we had worked together once in that we taught a master class together, but we've never worked together. We got along very well at that time, and we connected, but
we were connecting over
fertility.
Wow. Well, good. Yeah, you're both moms.
Infertility.
But we have one child.
We both have one little boy. And they're about the same age. Mine is 6, hers is 5.
So we're talking about very similar life things, and so there was instant connection.
Yeah, there's a point of connection over being moms. There's a lot of mirroring in terms of what our personal lives are like when we leave the show, and then there's so much mirroring of what our onstage life is. So that's been immediate, and also just a lot of compassion.
Yeah.
If you want to check out more of that interview, head over to Broadway.com for an extended cut. The American premiere of Punch is now open on Broadway. The play from James Graham is about one fatal blow in the lives that are changed forever. We caught up with the stars at the opening.
You always learn so much about yourself doing a play because you're living a story every day, and but I think that's because you're learning about other people and learning about Jacob's story and David and Joan's story, and learning more about restorative justice has been an amazing part of this process. It's like there's kind of an endless well of knowledge that you can pull from this play, and I'm doing it every day, which is really wonderful.
People should not be put off by the subject matter. It's funny, it's witty, it's theatrical, it's kind of explosive. I feel like the world is in an emergency situation right now. We need healing, we need compassion, we need forgiveness, we need to sharpen our listening skills, our compassion skills, and this piece really calls into question all of those things, and it's the play of the moment, in my opinion.
For the first time in 37 years, the Cold War musical Chess comes back to Broadway, and it's another one loaded with star power. Lea Michele is back on the boards, starring alongside Tony winner Aaron Tveit and Nicholas Christopher. We got to know the stars.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the pearls ain't free.
I'm getting to really live all of my 80s pop star dreams with that song. It's one of the most interesting songs I think I've ever come across in my career. It kind of exists on its own island even in the show. It's opening the second act, which is super exciting. But no, it's just really fun, and I think it actually, as interesting as it is, it does a lot of storytelling work. Obviously, it sets the time and place for the time jump that happens in our show, and at the same time, I think it shows Freddie kind of maybe in a better place with his meds, but maybe self-medicating with some other things, and it just ends up being a really fun moment in the show for a song that's
good.
For a song that it's like became like a global dance hit in the 80s, right?
So fun.
It's fun.
This music is unbelievably great, and you have no choice but once you start singing a song to go full out. I mean, in the run yesterday, we were like, oh, we're gonna take it easy vocally today to make sure that we can get through it. And then by like 3 bars in, we were like, ah! Nope. Singing hard, especially you.
Coming into this role and bringing everything that I have to bring as a woman into it it's scary though. It is a little, it makes me feel very exposed. You know, I don't have comedy to lean on as a crutch also. It's a lot of these things that make me feel very like naked in a sense, but I think that I'm also very excited about that.
We're still drinking the potion for the new musical comedy, Death Becomes Her. Of course, it's based on the iconic film, and it is hilarious. Here's Perry Sook.
Thanks, Tamsen. Death Becomes Her is certainly a fan favorite box office hit. I'm here at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater to meet the prop supervisor behind the musical's magical moments. Do you have a favorite illusion here at Death Becomes Her?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm really proud of the vials. That's not really an illusion, that's more of like a trick, but in developing that, you know, it's like the iconic thing from the movie. It's on every poster. I remember in Chicago when I was worried about it looking great, walking to work every day and passing every street lamp that had a picture of the vial. I'm just like, you better not mess this up. And I would like call the team of people that were working on it, and I was like, every day I walk by and it looks beautiful on this poster. It better look beautiful when it gets on stage.
Well, now you got me all excited about the vials. Do you mind showing them to me a little bit?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, we are now backstage, right? And Bust, I gotta say, this looks so magical. I want to take a drink and see if I live forever. I mean,
don't touch the props. Don't touch the props.
Okay, fair. Can you explain to me just how all of this works? We just had your head electrician back here turning it on. What is the process for this wonderful thing?
And it's kind of a whole unit. So this is the vial that's famous from the show, and it comes out of this this egg that is similar to the movie, but this is our own version for the stage. And then this egg lives inside of this box, and this whole table has lights that glow underneath it also. Here's our vial. We have LED tape inside of this that you can see it has a kind of a twinkle fairy glow inside, very magical. It floats on our table here.
Wow.
And every night the cap comes off and we take a drink and we live forever.
All right, we're now in the stage left hallway with another thing. You could call it art, you could call it an illusion. How exactly do you go about making something like this?
So in our show, we have a Warhol of Madeline Ashton, and it crosses stage once, and just to like establish what it is. And when the ladies have a fight on stage, they rip it over someone else's head. Oftentimes when you do a gag like this, it's a piece of paper that's been perforated, and then every night you put on a new piece of paper and it goes over the top. So this was me trying to figure out how to do this so that it was a quick reset. And so these are 4 panels that are, this is zipper.
What?
It's a magnet zipper for like a quick rig for a costume. So if someone's backstage and has to like rip off a tuxedo, this is the kind of thing that they do. And so
that's fantastic.
May I?
Please, please.
So it goes, ah! And then for the next show, you just do bloop.
Broadway's been turned upside down, a Stranger Things prequel now on Broadway. It takes place 24 years before the start of the smash Netflix hit. So let's head out to the theater for a backstage tour.
Hi friends, my name is Burke Swanson. I'm playing James Hopper Jr. over here at Stranger Things The First Shadow, and I'm going to take you on a little backstage tour, but before I do that, I should probably sign in. Here at the Marquee Theater, we'll do a big ol' heart right there for you and for me. Cheers. This is a shout out for our 100 shows, which we've of course changed to Patient 001 Henry Creel. This is the start truly of our backstage. You can see a bunch of our costumes here. We have 34 people on stage. Swings, covers, understudies, all going in throughout the show every single night. So there's a lot to be had. Our dressers are really keeping this show all together. Carrie, can you talk about your space a little bit and what is going on here?
Yeah, this is the WAM department, wigs, hair, and makeup. We do about 50 wigs in the show every night.
All of the blood that you see in the show is coming from the one and only Lindsay, on me, out of eyes, out of everything else. But it's an incredible operation here. Welcome to room 325. That's with T.R. Knight and the one and only Burke Swanson. You know, like any other dressing room, you try to keep it as efficient as possible, but also give it an element of home or things that remind you of the show. So Theo was really lovely in getting a Godzilla poster, like an old vintage Godzilla poster, which is a nice reference for my character in the show. We also have some Totoro, and over here on this side, our new favorite film, Sinners. And, you know, just like little elements of joy. You know, we didn't get a Tony nomination for Louis McCartney's performance as Henry Creel for nothing. That comes from not only his sheer amount of grit and determination in that role, but it also comes from the commitment of this entire ensemble, who are making sure that at the core, when there's explosions and lights and sound, you have a really in-depth, intimate story of trauma and family and all of those things that are happening at the same time. Hey, can you tell the people about who you play in the show and why that's so special?
Oh my God. Oh, you put me on the spot. I play Patty Newby. She's a new character to the Stranger Things universe. She plays a integral part in Henry Creel's story. We get to explore his humanity through Patty. Yeah, Patty's a lot of fun, and, you know, we get to enjoy the day through Hawkins.
Hey, look, it's 6:07. I've got to do a full body warm up, and I got a show to do. So I'm gonna leave you all here, and I'm gonna go hang out with Mindy, our mind flare. But we'll see you at the show 8 times a week, baby, here at the Marquee Theater. Thanks for hanging out. See you later.
What kind of book is it?
It's a love story.
Get ready for Romance in the Rain. The musical adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' The Notebook is coming soon to a city near you. Next stop, Cincinnati.
And I don't care about anything else.
I'm very excited to share it with everyone, you know, for all the people who can't always come to New York to see a Broadway show. I think that's very special. And I feel like this show, you know, a lot of people really love it and love the music and the story, and so it's really cool to be able to, you know, perform for them in these huge theaters. I'm very excited about it.
Doing a show that I know and I'm sure everyone just loves so much. Like, it's so nice to do something that you care so deeply about, and to get that, to share that with everyone, it's really, really special.
This piece of art has been in my life for so long, and I hadn't, before the Broadway show came along, I hadn't imagined it in this way before. And with the music, it transcends, in my opinion, the movie.
So I watched the movie last night for the very first time. That's big admission here, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a good reason. So the audition process started going, you know, and I was like, should I not watch it? And I decided not to, and I'm glad I did. Because to the rest of the world, The Notebook is the movie with Rachel McAdams and Gosling and Sam Shepard, and to another part of the world, The Notebook is the book, you know, and it's all extraordinary stuff. But now, to me, forever, The Notebook is what we made in that room next door.
Ingrid's music and Becca's script, it was just full of surprises for me. The depth of it and the power of it was a surprise, I think. You know, also, you know, I'm used to doing plays, so you do a play, but then, like, you put the music. I remember we were doing a scene at the end of the first act, and it's pretty intense, but then the music came underneath it, and it just lifted up off the ground in a way that good musicals do.
I have spoken to several people who have seen both the movie and the musical when it was on Broadway, and I thought this comment was wonderful. They said that they both stand on their own and they love them both. And I do think that's rare, because usually people have an attachment, but it's been a lot of people actually that said we loved it. they're two different planets in a way.
And that's going to do it for us. But for tickets, or if you want to see some extended cuts of the interviews, you can head over to Broadway.com and be sure to check out The Broadway Show Uncut, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.